flipping through the newspapers, switching through multiple news channels, exploring different websites and online mediums for relevant news? Keeping up to date with important news is not only time-consuming but also requires meticulous upkeep of notes for thorough revision. With a limited period in hand and abundant resources to study from, do not let current affairs come in the way of your prelims success. Join the PT 365 program by Vision IAS and advance in your preparation for current affairs. Starting on 9th January at 5 p.m., this 20-day course offers comprehensive coverage of 1 year of current affairs in 60 hours. Join for improved knowledge with complete coverage of The Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, Economic Times, Yojana, Economic Survey, etc. Doubt-clearing sessions and mentoring for thorough knowledge. Access to Sandhan personalized test with 25,000 plus questions. Access to live and online classes for flexibility in timing. It's time to devote your energy to smart learning and not running. Enroll today and excel in UPSC prelims with a strong command of current affairs.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. Supreme Court seeks response on misuse of CAMPA funds in Uttarakhand. RBI announces over $21 billion liquidity infusion to support growth. Role of quantum computing in national security highlighted by Niti Aayog. Union Cabinet approves revision of Livestock Health and Disease Control Program. Fiscal support agreement signed for India's first commercial semiconductor fab in Dholera, Gujarat. In our first news for the day, the Supreme Court has sought a response on the alleged misuse of CAMPA funds in Uttarakhand. The Supreme Court has sought a response from the Uttarakhand Chief Secretary regarding allegations of misuse of Compensatory Afforestation Fund Management and Planning Authority or CAMPA funds by the Forest Department. The issue gained attention following a report by the Comptroller and Auditor General or CAG, which pointed out irregularities in the utilization of these funds. Let's delve into it. Compensatory afforestation plays a crucial role in ensuring that whenever forest land is diverted for non-forest purposes, such as industrial or infrastructure development, an equivalent or greater area of non-forest or degraded forest land is afforested. This process involves several steps, including the identification of non-forest land or degraded forest land, provision of funds, proper utilization, and a robust monitoring mechanism to ensure accountability and effectiveness. If we talk of the statutory provisions, the legal framework governing CAMPA funds is primarily based on the Forest Conservation Act 1980, which mandates that any diversion of forest land for non-forestry purposes must be compensated through afforestation efforts on equivalent non-forest land, along with financial levies imposed on project developers. Additionally, the Compensatory Afforestation Fund Act 2016 further strengthens the process by establishing mechanisms for the management and utilization of National Compensatory Afforestation Fund and State Compensatory Afforestation Funds. These funds are non-lapsable and interest-bearing, with the National Fund maintained in the Public Account of India. The Act also provides for constitution of National CAMPA and State CAMPAs to manage and utilize compensatory afforestation funds. Moreover, the compensatory levies collected are apportioned between the national and state funds in a 10:90 ratio, allowing for greater control and utilization at the state level. As the Supreme Court takes cognizance of the matter, attention is now focused on the Uttarakhand government's response, particularly regarding the alleged financial mismanagement and its impact on environmental conservation efforts. With increasing concerns over accountability and transparency, the outcome of this case could set a precedent for the management of compensatory afforestation funds across the country.
The Reserve Bank of India has announced a major liquidity infusion of over $21 billion to support economic growth. This move includes 2 open market operations purchases of government securities and 1 USD INR buy-sell swap auction. Let's break it down. First, let's understand open market operations or OMO. Under this mechanism, RBI either buys or sells government securities in the open market to regulate the money supply and interest rates in the economy. When RBI purchases government securities, it increases high-powered money, also known as H. Conversely, selling government securities reduces the same by an equal amount. Now, what exactly is high-powered money? It is the sum of commercial bank reserves and the currency notes and coins held by the public. Managing this effectively helps RBI in stabilizing liquidity conditions. Another crucial component of this initiative is the USD INR buy-sell swap auction. Under this, banks sell US dollars to the RBI while agreeing to repurchase the same amount at the end of the swap period. The process is conducted through an auction where banks quote their swap rates, which include the forward premium or discount. The lowest bidder is accepted first under this program. But why is this liquidity infusion necessary? Since November 2024, the banking system has been facing liquidity challenges. Factors like tax outflows, foreign portfolio investors selling in Indian equities, and RBI interventions in forex markets have contributed to this situation. Ensuring a comfortable liquidity environment is essential for better loan rate pass-through, effective policy transmission, and ultimately boosting economic growth. Apart from OMOs and swap auctions, the RBI has several other instruments to manage liquidity. These include quantitative tools like the Liquidity Adjustment Facility, which consists of repo and reverse repo operations, along with the Cash Reserve Ratio or CRR, Statutory Liquidity Ratio or SLR, and the bank rate. Additionally, there are qualitative tools such as credit rationing, moral suasion, selective credit control, and margin requirements, which help in directing credit flow more effectively. With this strategic liquidity infusion, the RBI aims to stabilize financial conditions, support credit growth, and sustain economic momentum.
In a major development, Niti Aayog has highlighted the growing role of quantum computing in shaping national security. With advancements such as longer qubit coherence for stability, enhanced qubit control for accuracy and fidelity, and progress in error correction, exemplified by Google's Willow chip with a self-checking mechanism, quantum technology is rapidly transforming defense and cybersecurity landscapes. To accelerate India's position as a leader in this frontier technology, Niti Aayog has launched the Niti Frontier Tech Hub, an initiative aimed at driving quantum innovation. Let's turn to the role of quantum computing in national security. Experts say quantum computing has the potential to revolutionize national security, particularly in cybersecurity and cryptography, where fault-tolerant quantum computers can break public key encryption algorithms, rendering internet security, online banking, and communications obsolete. Intelligence agencies stand to benefit from faster data processing of complex and vast data, improving signal intelligence and counterintelligence operations. In military applications, quantum algorithms can enhance battlefield strategy, logistics, and resource allocation, with quantum AI expected to power autonomous military drones and robotic systems. But it's important to note that early breakthroughs and competition will shape future global power when it comes to quantum geopolitics. Key recommendations emphasize the need for continuous monitoring and cryptographic intelligence by establishing a task force to track global quantum advancements and assess vulnerabilities in critical national systems. Furthermore, a post-quantum cryptography or PQC transition plan should be implemented, involving a risk prioritization-based transition and roadmap. Additionally, technology access agreements must be established through bilateral partnerships to facilitate the rapid adoption of modalities that offer scalability in this field. As quantum computing continues to evolve, the coming years will be crucial for India's preparedness in securing its critical infrastructure, intelligence networks, and military operations.
Now let's talk about an important update from the Union Cabinet, which has approved the revision of the Livestock Health and Disease Control Program, a crucial step towards strengthening animal health across the country. Let's take a closer look at the Livestock Health and Disease Control Program, or LHDCP, which has been in implementation since 2022. The program primarily aims to reduce risks to animal health through a series of well-planned measures. The key objective of this program is to improve the animal health sector through systematic prophylactic vaccination against various diseases affecting livestock and poultry. But that's not all. It also focuses on capacity building, disease surveillance, and strengthening veterinary infrastructure, ensuring a holistic approach to livestock care. Now, let's talk about the three components that form the backbone of this program. First, we have the National Animal Disease Control Program, or NADCP. Second, the Livestock Health and Disease Control, or LH and DC component. And finally, the newly introduced Pashu Aushadhi initiative. Speaking of Pashu Aushadhi, this new addition is set to improve the availability of generic veterinary medicines. This will be achieved through an extensive network of PM Kisan Samriddhi Kendras and cooperative societies, making essential animal health care more accessible to farmers. Diving deeper into the LH and DC component, it is further divided into three subcomponents. First, the Critical Animal Disease Control Program, or CADCP. This initiative targets two major diseases, Peste des Petits ruminants and swine fever, ensuring their control and eradication, which is a major relief for livestock farmers. Next, we have the establishment and strengthening of existing veterinary hospitals and dispensaries through the Mobile Veterinary Unit, or ESVHD MVU. This ensures doorstep delivery of veterinary healthcare, making services more accessible, especially in rural areas. And finally, the Assistance to States for Control of Animal Diseases, or ASCAT. This subcomponent focuses on tackling state-prioritized exotic, emergent, and zoonotic animal diseases, including the lumpy skin disease, which has been a major concern in recent times. But that's not all. The government has also been taking additional steps to promote livestock development. One such initiative is the National Livestock Mission, or NLM, which emphasizes entrepreneurship development and breed improvement in poultry, sheep, goat, and piggery. It also includes feed and fodder development, ensuring better nutrition for animals. Another significant initiative is the Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund, or AHIDF. This aims to enhance milk and meat processing capacity, providing better opportunities for those involved in animal husbandry. And last but not the least, the Rashtriya Gokul Mission, or RGM. This mission focuses on improving the productivity of bovines and boosting milk productions, contributing significantly to the dairy sector. With these well-structured initiatives in place, the government is taking proactive steps towards strengthening livestock health and disease control. This not only safeguards animal well-being but also secures the livelihoods of millions of farmers across the country.
Moving on, India takes a major step in semiconductor manufacturing with the signing of a fiscal support agreement for the country's first commercial semiconductor fabrication plant in Dholera, Gujarat. The agreement has been signed between the India Semiconductor Mission, or ISM, Tata Electronics Private Limited, or TEPL, and Tata Semiconductor Manufacturing Private Limited, or TSMPL. This landmark project, valued at more than 91,000 crore rupees, will have the capacity to produce 50,000 wafers starts per month, or WSPM. As part of the initiative, the Government of India, through the India Semiconductor Mission, has committed 50% fiscal support on a pari passu basis, or equal footing, under the Semicon India program. This mission, operating as an independent business division within Digital India Corporation, aims to accelerate India's journey towards semiconductor self-reliance. If we talk about the Semicon India program, the program, with a financial outlay of 76,000 crore rupees, is designed to provide financial support to companies investing in semiconductor, display manufacturing, and design ecosystem. Various schemes under this program include the Modified Scheme for Setting Up Semiconductor Fabs in India, Modified Scheme for Setting Up of Display Fabs in India, Modified Scheme for Setting Up of Compound Semiconductors or Silicon Photonics or Sensors Fab, or discrete semiconductor swap and semiconductor assembly, testing and marking and packaging or ATMP or OSAT facilities in India and Design Linked Incentive or DLI scheme. Additionally, the government has launched other initiatives such as the Scheme for Promotion of Manufacturing of Electronic Components and Semiconductors, which aims to offset the disability for domestic manufacturing of electronic components and semiconductors. Additionally, Production Linked Incentive Scheme for Large-Scale Electronics aims to attract investment in mobile phones value chain, including electronic components and semiconductor packaging. Another key effort is the Chips to Startup or C2S program, which aims to generate industry-ready manpower for creating vibrant fabless chip design ecosystem in the country. With these developments, India is set to become a key player in the global semiconductor supply chain, reducing dependence on imports and strengthening its position in advanced technology manufacturing.
The personality in the news today is Bijayananda Patnaik. Recently, the Prime Minister remembered former Odisha Chief Minister Bijayananda Patnaik on his birth anniversary. He was one of the main architects of modern Odisha and is popularly known as Biju Patnaik. Let's talk about his contributions. In 1942, he joined the Quit India movement. He was also a pilot in the Indian Air Force. Later, in 1961, he became the Chief Minister of Odisha. Additionally, he established the Kalinga Foundation for the Dissemination of Knowledge in Science. He also founded the Kalinga Prize, which is awarded by UNESCO. Moving on to his achievements, the Indonesian government honored him with the Bhumiputra or Son of the Soil title for his role in the Indonesian freedom struggle. His key values included patriotism, leadership, and bravery.
As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. Some experts argue that policies adopted by the present USA president signals a new era of isolationism. It is a political principle or practice of showing interest only in one's own country and avoiding political or economic entanglements with other countries. Benefits include domestic control and conflict avoidance. Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has approved construction of ropeway project in Uttarakhand under Parvatmala Pariyojana. The aim is to improve connectivity in hilly areas. The nodal ministry is the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Implementation agency is the National Highway Logistics Management Limited. Rising human-wildlife conflicts on Assam's Majuli River Island are threatening the livelihoods of the region's agrarian population. The island is located on River Brahmaputra in Assam. It is the world's largest river island. It became the first island to be made a district in India. Supreme Court directed Forest Research Institute to carry out a tree census in the Taj Trapezium Zone. It is a defined area of 10,400 square kilometers around the Taj Mahal to protect the monument from pollution. It comprises monuments including 3 World Heritage Sites like Taj Mahal, Agra Fort and Fatehpur Sikri. The activated carbon industry is struggling to keep itself afloat, faced with challenges. These challenges include rising manufacturing costs, shrinking coconut shelf availability, increasing global gold carbon demand, among others. Activated carbon is also called activated charcoal or coal or active carbon. 12th Regional 3RN Circular Economy Forum in Asia and the Pacific concluded with the unanimous adoption of the Jaipur Declaration by the member countries. The declaration speaks about resource efficiency and sustainable material consumption and covers informal sectors, gender issues, and labor issues. Recently, DRDO conducted high-altitude trials of indigenous integrated life support system for light combat aircraft Tejas. It is a cutting-edge system generating and regulating breathable oxygen for pilots in flight, eliminating dependence on traditional liquid oxygen cylinders. Recently, India imposed import restrictions on platinum alloys to curb misuse of trade agreements. Platinum is a shiny silvery metal and is much rarer than both gold and silver. It is one of the most stable metals and is resistant to corrosion even at high temperatures. It is found uncombined in alluvial deposits. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description.